She was moved to tears when she saw us arrive, and I'm really glad that I made coming here happen.
Welcome. We are the Ready Women.
We did our meditation. We had our morning devotional. We got to speak into each other's lives, something positive or something that we saw in the other person.
Dancing was my favorite part of today because it's something that I used to do a lot of, and I've like lost my way.
Are gathered because you all have successfully completed what is an amazing transformational weekend. And as a commitment of what the work you've done this weekend, I thought it would be fitting that you would have your angelic light on and accept the commitment vow to yourself with this ring. Carla, do you swear this 10th day of June that you will always put yourself first, that you will come out of hiding and accept that you are a ready woman, full of love, full of light and leadership?
I do.
Miss Ursula, do you vow today, this 10th day of June, to let your voice be heard, to stand in your leadership, to stand in your power, to receive all the love you can handle, and start this new journey of your life with open arms and continue to be that ready woman?
I do.
Now the power vested in me, you all are ready women.
Just for fun.
I feel like this was where I needed to be at this moment in time.
Woo! Yes, 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 yes. So that is a little snapshot of what goes on at a retreat that I host. So I want to thank you all for showing up for this discussion and Q&A around total bliss in Bali. And so as you see, I've been doing this work for a long time, and I'm always carefully thinking and plotting out what I feel would be the most transformational, and not only transformational, but just giving you a growth experience. So I thought that Bali would be the next best place. We did it in Atlanta last year. We also did Los Angeles in the fall. And so I was like, you know what? One of my dreams was to go to Bali, and because a lot of my peers, other coaches and matchmakers that I work with, they're always talking about how magical and how spiritual and transformational Bali is. Like they said, on the place of this earth, if you want rapid shifts and understanding and clarity in your life, Bali is the place. And so it's just not a fad where everybody is starting to go to Bali. There's this really magnetic, amazing situation going on over there where it's refreshing, it's rejuvenating, and all of that. And if you've ever watched, and I know my clients, I have them watch Eat, Pray, Love. And that's where I first found out about Bali, because that was the last part of her journey. And it was, you know, a depiction of a real character, Elizabeth Gilbert, who is also one of Oprah's gurus or what have you, where she was at a crossroads in her life, and she was trying to really find her bliss and find what was going to really make her soul sing. And so she went to Italy first, and then to eat, just to have pleasure and just to enjoy herself. And then after Italy, she went to India for a prayer and healing and forgiveness and just to reconnect with herself. And then her last journey was in Bali, where she put everything together. And in Bali was this place where she really, truly understood what love was, the love of herself. And she has so much love for herself that she had enough to now attract and pull in another being who also had a lot of love to give. And they met in Bali, and she studied under this guru teacher in Bali. And so thinking about her story, thinking about my story of even, because I'm inviting women who are also married to this, because I want leaders, I want strong women, I want leaders, I want people who just want to elevate their lives in general. So I'm inviting singles and married women. But to make a long story short, in this situation with me doing Bali, it's like I said, it's not just about going on a trip. I like my trips to be a trip of a lifetime. And I use that terminology because when I was working on my 6 months of bliss, and back then when I was working on it, I didn't have a name for it, but when I was working on myself, because I wanted more, I wanted to love me more, I wanted to enjoy life more, I wanted to be able to manifest things in my life faster and quicker, and I wanted a closer relationship with God, I end up taking a trip out of the country. And when I took that trip out of the country is when I did find love. And so when I'm staying true to my blueprint of what I teach, and some of us can find love down the street, some of us can find what we need around the corner, but sometimes you need an out of the norm experience in order for you to reconnect, to get clarity, to get answers, to refuel, redesign, and most of all, to supersize your happiness. Why is it important to supersize your happiness? What's important about this is supersizing your happiness means you're just not happy, but you have an abundance, a big, gargantuous energy of happiness. And when you have that, it can't be shaken easily. You're so elevated in your emotion that it's challenging to pull you all the way down to mediocre. It's challenging to pull you down to boredom. It's challenging to pull you down to anger. It's challenging to pull you down to sadness. And whenever you want to invite something amazing in your life, like a new relationship, like new money, new clients, anything like that, you have to get an extra dose of what you already have. So if you're okay right now, when you want to invite more into your life, you have to supersize it so that you can have the more. And when you think about supersizing your happiness, it's not just for you. It's for your purpose. It's for your next level. It's for your next chapter in your life. And so that's why it is so important that when you get ready to elevate and make life decisions and begin to foster transformation, that a retreat such as what I'm offering is a valuable thing that you should consider. And it's because when you retreat means to be secluded, it means to go away, it means to withdraw. When you retreat, you are not hearing the voices of people around you. You're not hearing other people's opinions. All the great prophets, all the great anybody who was profound in their lifetime always used a retreat. They didn't always call it a retreat. They would say they would steal away, or they would go away, or they would go on the other side of the mountain or something like that because they needed to retreat. And every time they did a retreat, It was for a purpose. It was because when they got done with the retreat, they had to be endued with more power, more energy, more clarity, more just more insight, more everything, so that they can fulfill the next level of their purpose. And so when you do this, you're retreating to get close to your own voice. You're retreating to get closer to your divine. And when you are retreating, you are releasing everything, all the problems, all the cares, all the challenges that are in your normal habitat. And you are going to a place so that you can be more, and you won't be distracted as you are getting into this new you that is trying to emerge. So the retreat is vital to your transformation and moving into your next chapter. So moving right along. So Bali, although we have, and I'll go through this too in a few minutes, although we have added the tours, the daily tours, we've added workshops, but it's still about you getting what you need and what you want in a place that's almost guaranteed to foster that. Being in an environment is so vital when you are trying to shift. Your environment has a lot to do with it. So I just thought Bali was that place that it would just be an amazing experiment and experience. So I kept the numbers low. Me makes 10. So I kept the numbers low because when it's too many people, it becomes distracting. When it's too many people, because you're trying to keep up with everybody. But I wanted you to have a partner. So that's why the rooms, you're going to be in a room with a partner. I wanted you to have a partner, but I wanted it to be an intimate situation where we feel like family. So the video that you saw of the retreat we did in Atlanta, those women didn't know each other. They did not know each other. I had put them in a group, and they might have talked to each other through the group, but they didn't know each other. But by the time that night, our first night there, everybody was family. And even to this day, it is so funny because I'll call one of them, like some of them are still clients, but I'll call one of them, but I'll talk to one of them to ask how the other one is doing, because we're like family now, we're like sisters. And so when you are going to another level, not only does your environment have to be set up properly, but your supportive environment needs to be set up properly. Have you ever heard the saying that as you elevate, you can't always take the people who are currently with you to that next level with you? But in order to get to that next level, you still need a supportive environment. So the women at this retreat will be your new supportive environment for your next level. Women who can talk the same language, who understand where you're at, who you spend a whole week with. You're probably going to know each other inside out. And the bond is going to be there so you feel safe and you don't feel like you're strange, because oftentimes it happens when you go on something like this retreat and you come back, people don't get you. They'll say, oh, you changed, or what's up with you, or you feel like you can't really, they don't understand where you are. So you will have that support system and not have to worry about that. So that's another thing that's so powerful about this. It's not just a vacation. Anybody can just book a vacation and go. You know, you can do that all the time. You do it with your family. You do it all the time. It's not a vacation. It is your opportunity to retreat. So this is a Nekisha Michelle, kind of a Ready Woman lifestyle program, Total Bliss in Bali. And it's October 20th through the 26th. So it is a full week. And the objective of this is for us to refuel, redesign, and supersize your happiness. So that's what we're doing in Bali. We're refueling, redesigning, and supersizing our happiness. Okay, so about Bali. For those of you who don't know, it's in Indonesia. It covers a large landmass and consists of 17,000 islands, of which approximately half are inhabited and half are not. The main island of note are Bali, Sumatra, Java, and Sulawesi, plus the southern half of Borneo. Bali would be the first island to come to mind. It is small, but it has so much to offer the visitor with its many excellent beaches, rice terraces, enchanting temples, and quaint villages. They also, it is an ideal tropical destination, again with beautiful beaches, exotic interior, complete with a live volcano. I've never seen that in my life. Rice paddies, rugged coastlines, plus extremely friendly people. I've heard that over and over again. Not only is it extremely a spiritual place where you connect easily and effortlessly, but the people are amazing. So for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm not going to read my bio, but my name is Nekisha Michelle, and I am going to be the host retreat facilitator for Total Bliss in Bali. I am a global relationship expert. I'm an author, professional speaker, and I teach women and organizations basically how to have amazing relationships from the boardroom to the bedroom. And I do this using emotional intelligence awareness and what I call classy communication. So I want you to be able to be more productive, be more happy, achieve more than you could without me by using my skills and what I teach you and becoming a ready woman that help you in your work, in your business, as a leader, as well as having an intimate partner. Because I believe through my bliss system or my bliss code that you don't have to make a choice between being happy and your career and being achieving success. I think that you can have it all, but it's about you achieving the balance of bliss that allows you to make better decisions so that you can have it all and have that good balancing act. So that's who I am. I've been in my own business full time since 2013, and I love it. I love what I do. I wake up when I want to wake up. It feels good. I was formerly a social worker for about almost 18 years, off and on for about 18 years. And 10 of those years, my last 10 years before I retired doing social work as a master's in social work, I was a director of foster care and adoption. So Kim, everybody's always calling me, asking me about foster care and adoptions and how do you get this person told, because they're not taking care of their kid and all of this stuff. So I'm the guru for that. And so matchmaking and dating is my own life story. I started my business, this part of my business, from my own life story. I am my first client. I was a product of my own philosophy, my own teaching. I perfected it and then created a business from it. Once I got married, I created this business from it. But I was just doing date coaching and life coaching then. But I added, matchmaking because it seemed like a natural fit. Because although I teach women how to magnetize love on their own, sometimes I knew like my professional women who like Robbie or whatever own their own businesses or are extremely busy. They didn't really have a lot of time to do online dating. They didn't really have a lot of time to just be out on the scene so that they can have opportunities to attract. So I added the matchmaking piece to help them out with selecting compatible partners for them to be able to date. And I do all the legwork and everything, the middle person, so that I can cut down their time and they don't have to be obsessed or worry about it. I do all the work for them. As well as because I did adoptions for so many years, trying to match kids, hearing what parents want and trying to match kids with these parents to make sure they have the right personalities, the right energy, the right everything so it could be a happy family and foster care and all that stuff. It's a continuation. It's just that I'm matching couples now. So I've been doing this forever. I can do it in my sleep. So that's who I am. I am married. I've been married. In May, it will be 6 years. I met my husband in Nigeria. I didn't meet him online and all that stuff. I went over to Nigeria for a trip, was staying with the host family. A host family called this guy to help them get this passport situation together. The guy they called was my husband. It was like love at first sight type deal. And the rest is history. I have 2 girls. My oldest daughter is 30. She turned 30 in March, and she's an entrepreneur. She has her own hair care line. She sells weaves and bundles and all of that stuff, eyelashes, glitz and glam women products and stuff. And then I have a 13-year-old who is my academia. She'll probably end up at Harvard and being a medical doctor or something. She's my academia. She's a cheerleader. She does everything well, an actress. She do everything well. She's my little best friend. And she's been my little best friend since she's came in the world. And so I really do need a real best friend, but she's my best friend. And she's getting ready to go to high school this fall. So that's a little bit about me. All right, so what are we gonna do? We are gonna relish 7 days and 6 nights in an unforgettable getaway on the other side of the world, making you the priority. Total Bliss in Bali is finally your set time to refuel your soul, redesign your life, and supersize your happiness in every area of your life, okay? So we're going to Bali to be just abundant in every area, not that testimony where we're doing good in business, but our personal life is messed up, or we're doing good in the personal life, but you're broke. We're not doing that anymore. We are going to be balanced, ready women who have it all. We are the examples. We are what's possible, and we're going to lead. That's just who we are, and that's what we do. And this is what Bali is going to consist of. So your itinerary for this day. Now, also remember, we did our best to put the itinerary together, but there could be some changes, some additions, maybe a few subtractions. But this is what we did. Me and the travel agent, Janae, we put this together, and we wanted to have a trip none like other people's Bali trips, because I've seen other people's Bali trips. I've read through the itinerary, and I was like, okay, so they just going to hang out on a beach? Like, I don't understand what's going on. So we wanted to make sure you had great tours as well as great workshops. So when you arrive that day and you get settled, and our hotels are villa-like hotels. So they don't just look like you're going to the regular hotel. They like little independent villa type deals, because I wanted a villa. Now, we had true villas before, but the price was really, really high. So I wanted to keep the price more affordable. So we got hotel-like villas, but still 5-star, still amazing. So on our first day, once you get settled, meet your partner, whoever you're going to be in a room with or whatever, we have our first workshop that evening, and it's called the Super Soul Detox. And I find that when you start a retreat with detoxing old stuff, limiting beliefs, blocks, hurdles, hurts, misconceptions, when you start with that, you're open and you're ready to receive everything, and you can hear better, you can feel better, your senses are available. So we're going to start with the detox, so the rest of the week you are able to fully enjoy yourself and be engaged. Also want you to know all workshops with me are optional. You don't have to go to any of the workshops, but this is just to enhance your benefits, okay? So that's the first day. The second day, or all the days, breakfast is in our villas, okay? Breakfast is in our villas. There's an optional yoga program that is offered that you can get up and do yoga. I am not a yoga girl, but if you are like me, we can get up and find something else to do. We can do a nature walk or what have you, because I'm not a yoga girl. I'm just not. I don't know. But anyway, so for those of you who are, there's a yoga program you can participate in. And then that day, which is Monday, we are going to the Fountain of Youth. So I thought that would be amazing. So you do the detox on Sunday evening, and now you're going to the Fountain of Youth. And when you're in the Fountain of Youth, honey, girl, y'all gonna look like teenagers. So I said, I'm gonna be in that fountain for 3 hours. So we're going to go to the Holy Fountain of Youth. Then we're going to go to the elephant cave. I guess we're going to be riding elephants, touching elephants, eat with elephants. I don't know. But we go to this elephant cave. And then we're going to go to the rice terraces where they do, it's supposed to be this amazing landscape sculptures of just where they do, you know, grow rice and all the stuff that they do with it. So we have a full day that day. And then once you get back, you're on your own time. And then what we have to kind of process our days in the process, what you're working on by yourself, is called a circle of love power discussion. And a circle of love is just us coming together, just chit-chatting, talking, discussion. You know, you may have something to say to one of the other partners or women participants there or what have you. So the circle of love discussion, power discussion. And then before you go to sleep, you know, I like when it's nighttime, you hear nature, and we'll just do some journaling under the stars, okay? And in your bliss box, well, I'll talk about that later. Let me stay focused, but you're going to do some journaling. So then the next day, which is Tuesday, which is a very yummy day, we are going to visit the medicinal healer, and we're going to have a cooking class. So we are going, and we're going to go see Mr. Jokohora Jede Right. Hopefully I said his name right. But he is one of the famous medicinal healers there. And from what I understand, if you're having any kind of health issues, you can talk to him about your health issues, and he'll be able to do whatever he does to tell you what you need to do to get your body in alignment. Also, if it's beyond health, say you have an emotional or spiritual or you know, you have questions about stuff, he is able to look and give you wisdom. And this is a lot like what you saw on Eat, Pray, Love, that she would go and meet this teacher, this healer, and she would ask him questions, and he would answer her and tell her the remedy of what she needed to do. So that's what this is. And you can kind of see the picture right here. He's, you know, you talking to him, and he's just kind of sharing whatever it is that you need answers. And he may even share more than what you've asked him. So we're going to visit him, as well as we are going to hang out with one of the chefs there, and we're going to learn how to cook some Balinesian food. So we will be over there cooking and just learning some really, really good things in terms of new recipes and stuff like that. And then later that night, if we're not worn out, just depends. Like I said, this is kind of tentative. Then we'll do workshop number 2, elevating your bliss. And then I explain bliss: beauty, love, intuition, sensuality, significance. So then on Wednesday, we are going to some more there. We're going to just basically, this is more like sightseeing, going and look at the different holy temples and edifices that are very ancient and old, and look at some history of Bali. So we're going to be historians on this day. And the reason why lunch is not included in this package is because when we're out during the day, we can't like be all at one place and have lunch. So we'll be at like local restaurants and that kind of thing, all right? So when we come back that night, again, tentative, but our group power discussion and then journaling under the stars. Then on Thursday, Thursday is a day where you're going to have your own leisure day where you're kind of doing what you want to do in between the workshops and private coaching. So what I'm offering is everybody to be able to have at least 45 minutes with me privately so that we can kind of design your bliss plan to make sure before we leave, you are getting what you want, what you need, and talking about it, and also looking at what's next for you, okay? So that day we have several workshops. Also, we can also implement some spa services. So what I heard was there's these particular spas where men are the masseuses, and it's just all men, no women. You just go in there, and I heard it is amazing. It's actually one of my other clients told me, she gave me the name of who it was and where it is, and then she said, girl, was the best $35 I ever spent. So I said, oh Lord, I hope these women don't come back pregnant. So you can also use that time on Thursday for that, okay? And like I said, me trying to put in a nightlife for the singles to meet some guys and you know, and hang out like that. So this is one of those days where we can kind of play with it. It's not outside of the little workshops or whatever. It's really not any touring that day. So I'll try to, you know, juicy that day up for you as well. Then we have Friday. Friday is beach day. So we have to travel out about an hour. We'll be on a little bus, you know, and going out to the beach, and we'll hang out at the beach all day. Again, this is also time, whoever I didn't get to coach with on the previous day, I'll get to coach with you during the beach time, and us laying out, just enjoying ourselves, eating and having fun at the beach on that Friday. Okay, and then Saturday, we get up again, and again, we'll kind of play it by ear. We'll probably take pictures and like kind of have a closing ceremony, like very much what you saw in the video when I did with the Ready Women. We'll do some type of closing ceremony, but Saturday is our departure day that we go back to the States. So basically, let me just do a little quick recap. Total Bliss Workshop, Sunday Super Soul Detox, Tuesday Elevating Your Bliss, Thursday Meditation and Manifestation Power, Reactivating Self-Love, and Relationship Reset and Redesign. And that's for if you're single and or in a relationship. Additional features: morning meditation, body movement and yoga, evening discussion, journaling under the stars. And here are the bonuses. You know, you always got to add bonuses to when you're trying to invite people to take a journey with you. Bonus number one, everybody is going to get a welcome gift bliss box. What's going to be in the bliss box is going to be a surprise, but your bliss box is going to be sexy, okay? So everybody's gonna get a bliss box. Bonus number two, everybody gets that 45-minute coaching session with me while we are, you know, in Bali. Bonus number three, everybody gets 60-day free membership in the Ready Woman G-Spot. That's where I put everybody, all the ladies, and there's an online educational system that helps you continue to evolve and learn how to be in a relationship with yourself and with a significant other. Okay, and then once the last big result is once you leave Bali with me, you're going to leave with clarity, soul power, and the ability to feel in control of your emotions, your spirit, and your life. So these are a few testimonials of people who work with me. And this was Jerika. She was also in that video you guys watched, but she said, I came to Nekisha to find love. But after the retreat with her, I knew immediately it was time to make my needs and happiness a priority. I quit a good paying job that kept me stressed out. I put a stop to dead-end relationships. I decided to make me happy and put all my energy and passion in my own business. It's only been 6 months, and now it's been a little longer. And life is so good. I'm traveling, learning, and love is no longer a problem for me. And so these are some other testimonials of people who elevated their bliss. They found love. They found themselves. I like Tanya's because Tanya talks about her being a little leery of the process. And so because Tanya was leery of the process, it was taking her longer. But once she got into my bliss process and was like, okay, I'm going to do this. First, she got a new job. Then she got a new job promotion. And then after she got a new job promotion, she relocated, and now love is in full bloom for her. So she's getting ready to be engaged soon. Yay! So that's Linda, that's Adrian. So these are just some of the testimonies of what people work with me, what happens. And it doesn't take long. And that's one of the things I love about my program. I love about the gift that God has given me. It doesn't take long. When you do the work, it works. So let's talk about the investment. Okay. So you all know when you're dealing with international, you have to get the payments done because there's paperwork that has to be done, securing a hotel. There's a lot that goes into this behind the scenes. So at the time of this, I had 9 spots. Now there are 6 spots, okay? So for a double occupancy, it's $20.97 with the payment plan, okay? With your installment plan, it's $20.97. But if you got American Express card or you can just pay it all, it's only $19.97, okay? And so you're getting pretty much like $100 off. You get those bonuses I talked about, but here's the bonus that you get for just paying it in full for $19.97. The first bonus you get is you get a 4-hour package with me, okay? And my packages for 4 hours is $1,000. So you get a 4-hour package with me. Your bonus number 2, I am going to pay for your spa treatment that day. And then your bonus number 3, I am going to give you an additional 90 days in the Ready Woman G Spot, okay? So on top of what you already get, you're gonna get additional 90 days, so you don't have to worry about paying to be in the G Spot. You're gonna already, you don't have to, you know, because the G Spot is $99 a month, so you don't have to worry about that, you're covered. So prior to this month, it was $125 to RSVP. You can still RSVP to save your spot for $125, but just know the payments have to be paid and done by, I think it was August 10th, I think it is, by August 10th. So this trip has to be paid off because Janae, she has to do all her paperwork, and really she told me the end of July, but I stretched it. I was like, look, Janae, this is going a little slower than I expected, so I stretched it. So it's gonna make her have to rush. But August 10th is the absolute, you know, last time you can pay. So right now, to secure your spot, it's $125, but the deposits are due. If you're going to do the payment arrangements, the deposits are due. They were due actually the end of March 31st. It was $500. Or if you paid the $125, then it was $375. But if you haven't paid the $125, then it's a whole $500 that is due. And then you get on, you know, on the ball with your payment plan with Janae. Your payment plan, the way we worked it out, if you just did the $500 deposit, you're going to have 5 monthly payments of $320. Or if you're somebody that likes to do bi-weekly payments, it'll be $160 every 2 weeks, which is not bad because, you know, you can do your Uber, you can do Lyft, and make that in a weekend or a day. So just, you know, think about that. If you put down $1,000 deposits, then your payments go down. So now you have 5 monthly payments of $220, or your bi-weekly payments of $110 every 2 weeks. Now here's a beautiful thing about this trip. If you add an additional, if you pay Janae, not me, but if you pay Janae extra $175, she will give you a travel insurance, and your travel insurance will cover up to $1,400 of your trip. So I'm not sure how that part goes. That's something you would probably, you can get clarity, but you talk to Janae, I think you can get a refund up for like $1,400, or maybe she'll give you a some type of voucher where you can use it within a certain amount of time or something like that. I'm not 1,000% sure, but she did say for $175, they do get travel insurance for up to $1,400. What's not included, your airfare is not included, but I'm not worried about airfare because a lot of people either have a lot of frequent flyer miles, or they know how to shop for cheap tickets. They have buddy passes, all kind of stuff that a lot of people have. So we did not include airfare. So that is up to you. But by us going to be in a group together, we can exchange information with who's getting what airline are people using and what are they finding in terms of airline. Of course, you have to have your own personal items. Your tours are optional. If you want to do additional tours, you've been researching on your own and you see some other things you want to do, that's not included. Tips and gratuities, you know, you always want to be polite to your servers and all of that stuff and offer tips and that kind of thing. Early check-in or late checkout is not included. And again, the travel insurance. You purchase travel insurance for $175, but if you decide you don't want the travel insurance, you just have to sign a document or a waiver for Janae. excuse me, and then your passport, you have to be responsible for that. So that is the payment. So now to secure your space, again, this was made a minute ago, so a few people have already done their deposits for March 31st. They've already taken care, so they're on point moving forward. But you can click here and it takes you right to the payment link. And then we'll have, some online registration where I think Janae, I think she told me I'll create the online registration thing where you just have your name, your address, and all that stuff. And then once we get this initial payment, then I'm going to turn you over to the travel agent, and she's going to set up everything with you. She's going to be the one dealing with you with your payments, because that's not in my lane. I don't like to deal with people with money. So she'll deal with all of that. So her name is Janae, and of course I will introduce you. Once everything gets settled, I'll introduce you and turn you over to Janae. Make sure your passport has enough time on it. Prepare for your trip. It's what I do. Like, for an example, I'm also going to Tokyo, Japan with my aunt for the Olympics. So my aunt taught me to just, start sending her a little bit by a little bit now, and it all adds up. So preparing for your trip, just start setting a little bit aside to prepare for your trip so you can have a great trip. You're not rushing and stressed out at the end. So with my aunt, I might send her $100 a month or $50 or whatever, but it's all going to add up. So by the time it's time for us to really take our trip, I've already paid for it with $50 here, $30 here, whatever. So just make sure you prepare properly for your trip. Share this with friends. Like I said, friends, they don't have to be single. This is not a singles trip. It's great for singles, but it is a woman empowerment trip. That's what I can say. A woman redesign, a ready woman trip. That's what it's about. So please share this with others. And then feel free to contact me. My phone number is there. You guys can text me or email me if you have any problems, challenges, additional questions outside of the money. Janae is the one you would deal with the money and the trip logistics type deal. Till we meet or speak, hug yourself for me, and I will see you real soon.